Hello everybody and welcome to day 8 of the Trailblazer Reloaded League. In the last video, I started my push to try to get to tier 8, where we managed to get about 3,000 points away, and we did some raids. I got an Eladinus ward, and we ended it by starting some Slayer. I got a bunch of tasks locked behind Slayer that I want to go and do, so I'm going to be working on that. And it's actually still day 7 for me. I'm just going to go and edit the last video while I do some Slayer. So yeah, I'll let you know how it goes. Oh hey, 99 hit points. There are a bunch of tasks to kill a certain number of superior Slayer monsters, so any tasks that give those is going to be good. Worms also have a chance of giving me dragon knives, which I think would be hilarious with the range relic. No, that's the wrong dragon ranged weapon. Although I did get the throne axes, so maybe I can do something with those? I don't know. No way! I got a Visage! Let's go! A 200 points, Smith a Dragonfire Shield. Thank you, game. Wait, it's a task to equip it as well. 400 points for that random drop on a Steel Dragon's task. Thank you. Oh, 35 million ranged experience. Very nice. 200 points. And this Steel Dragon kill is going to get me 85 Slayer. I can go and kill Abyssal Demons. But unfortunately, the task actually requires you to be on a Slayer task when you kill the Abyssal Demon for 200 points. So I'm just going to finish this task and then go and do a bunch of skips. Hopefully we can get a task. And if we do get a task, we can also go and kill Sire at least once. And hopefully that gets some points too. So yeah, 8 more dragons, then we'll go and try and get an Abyssal Demon task. Alright, well, I got an Abyssal Demon task, but unfortunately it's specifically in the Catacombs, so I won't be able to do any Sire, but I can go and get a whip. Well, forgot to record, but there's the first 200 points just for slaying an Abyssal Demon. Hey, there we go, Abyssal Whip, let's go, 200 points. So, now that I got my Slayer up a little bit, I have about 5 or 6 enemies I can go and kill, each for a task. And one of them is to get Dragon Boots, which is also going to be a helpful melee upgrade. So I'm just going to go run around and kill everything once. Hey, there are the Dragon Boots. Nice. That was the last of the things that I needed. I am at 1280 to tier 8, and I have no idea what I'm going to go do. I think I'm going to go back to Bandos. Last video, I got very sidetracked doing a bunch of other stuff, but I actually started the video off at Bandos trying to get some items there. There's lots of points to be had there, so I'm just going to go back, hoping for a chest plate, hoping for tassets, hoping for a hilt, hoping for a shard 2 so I can make a god sword. So yeah, we're going to go send it. Okay, that works. It's rather unfortunate. It's the one piece I don't really have a use for. I think Dragon Boots are going to be better in most places, but I believe it still counts for the task, so there is 200 points. And I would need it anyway if I want to go for the task to equip all the Bandos pieces. So, sure, 1 out of 3 down there. So, my Bandos method is actually a little bit different than my other God Wars dungeon bosses. I am taking my Crystal of Memories and going into the room. And I have found a set of clicks that I only get hit once, and I get a lot of bolts off. I don't know the exact number. But if you want to just look at the screen, it's what I'm doing here. Bandos hits me once, and then I go into the other corner, again, just bolting every other tick. And then by the time I get over here, usually he's like pretty low, and I just face tank the rest of it. And then if I need to heal, I just walk under him to heal. But usually he dies pretty quick. I was hoping, there you go. And then instead of going to the Taverley altar every time, I'm just taking the loot. Wait one sec. I'm taking the loot, taking my mushroom, and then just going right back in. Because I'm killing him so quickly, I actually don't use that much prayer, and then I just go right back in, go into the room, and he's respawned. I'm pretty sure I'm getting like 75, 80 kills per hour, something like that doing this method. I don't know the exact number, but it's pretty fast and pretty easy. So if you're wondering how I'm doing this, that's how I'm doing it. Hopefully I can get the things that I need. Let's go, Bandos chest plate. That's actually so big for me. Melee strength is going to be super important at TOA. especially on like Warden's Core for speccing. So Bando's chestplate is going to be my best chestplate until I get like Torva, I guess. So that's huge. And like I said, I need one more piece now for the full Bando set. After all this God Wars dungeon, I'm surprised that I haven't got a Shard 2 yet. That's another 200 point task right there. Not to mention, I can actually use the God Sword. So hopefully I get that too. Yo, let's go! That little shard right there is worth 200 points to me. Unfortunately, I don't really have either of the two somewhat useful hilts. I think the Sarah hilt and the Bandos hilt are going to be more useful. The only one I have is the Armadale hilt, which I don't really see myself needing an AGS anywhere. But I can go and make the blade and get the 200 points, so that is great. I wasn't recording, but I got a dupe chest plate. No. Yo, let's go. Useful hilt. I don't know where exactly a Bando's hilt is going to be useful, but I have a feeling even though I have incredibly strong and accurate range, there are still going to be some bosses that'll be nice to just hit with a BGS spec or two, especially if I can just spec it down and then let myself die with Undying and then come back. So yeah, Bando's hilt is actually probably, hopefully going to be useful. Now all that's left is these Bando's tassets. No! I got another hilt. No! Hey, let's go. 200 KC on the dot, Bandos Tassets, let's go. Now, all I gotta do, put these three on at the same time. There is another 200 points, and I am looking fresh. So, I was looking through the task list to try and find 680 points lying around, and I think I found a pretty easy one that's actually going to be very useful. I'm starting to run low on sharks, which I honestly didn't think I was going to say when I made 5,000 of them. But if I go and make 10,000 more sharks, that'll get me to 50 mil cooking, and then I'll have 10,000 sharks to go through for all my PVM. So I think I'm going to go buy and cook 10,000 sharks. It's going to be a little bit expensive, but it's going to be worth it. Alright, there is 10,000 sharks purchased. I cannot say that that was fun by any means. All the fire sailors are definitely laughing at me for that one, but it'll be worth it. And now time to cook them all. I have no idea how long this is going to take me. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, but either way, it's going to be worth the 600 points. And there's 35 mil. So I did the math wrong. I forgot that the production thing, when you get the bonus sharks, I forgot those actually gave you the experience. So there's 50 mil. I still have 2,000 sharks left. I'm just going to cook the rest of them. Alright, there it is. 13,910 sharks ready to go. I am 80 points away from tier 8. What can I do for 80 points? Turns out there is a hard task to make 20 magic potions. So there we go. Tier 8 has been acquired, 24,000 points. So a quick little rundown of the relic options here. Executioner gives you an axe that when you throw it at a target below 20% hit points, it auto kills them. I think this is very strong, but the person that I've been doing raids with already has this, and there really isn't a point to having two of them, so not going to be taking that one. The other two options are Undying Retribution, which is essentially a second life. When you die, you get restored to full hit points, full prayer, and you do a bunch of damage to enemies around you. It does have a 3-minute cooldown, but it's essentially just like a Giga Retribution. And then Guardian is just a better thrall. It lasts 30 minutes. It's free. You can use it pretty much everywhere. Has a max hit of 15 instead of 3. And it's really good. I'm not going to lie. Guardian is tempting. But Undying Retribution is going to be my pick. I think this stacks really well with my Weapon Master Relic. I can just spec down to like 0 health, intentionally die, come back to life. And yeah, I think this is going to be my choice. Oh, it feels so good. Tier 8 also unlocks a 5 times drop rate instead of 4 for all unique items, which is going to be great because I am headed back to raids. It's actually kind of funny, when I was first looking at the relics, I thought Undying Retribution was by far the worst one, just based on looking at the other two, and the entire time I was planning on either taking Executioner if no one else had it, or taking Guardian. But then now I'm here and I realize that Undying Retribution is exactly what I want. So yeah, it does feel kind of weird, but I'm very excited. And some daily Soul War Zeal on Prayer experience. This is going to be even more important for me now. Undying Retribution's damage is based off your prayer level. So any prayer level is going to be very good for me. Alright, and I sent another Soul Wars game just to have some zeal for tomorrow. There's 400 tokens. Very nice. I believe I'm going back to do a raid or two before we call it a night. My friend is waiting for me, so I gotta get geared up and get over there. Getting tier 8 took me a little bit longer than I expected, but I'm still gonna send a few raids. That was kind of the whole point of getting tier 8, so gonna do a couple of raids with my friend, and then we will wrap up the video. Man, Undying Retribution is so nice. I'm bad at raiding, so it helps me just, you know, die and not care. But then also, if I actually use it to do damage, and like, there I used it to kill a bunch of skulls, let's say it was intentionally, man, it's just so much fun. Never lucky, though. We sent a 3-man raid with our other friend who is not as good at raiding, but we got a lot of points, so it's a good purple chance, and it's not a purple. Sad. But I think that's gonna have to be where I end this video. I really wanted to do some more raids now that I have tier 8, but it just took a little bit too long to get, and I ran out of time. So tomorrow we will do more raiding. I have some other bosses that I want to kill, and a few other objectives I want to complete. So I'm very excited. Tier 8 has been awesome. Undying Retribution has been crazy, and I want to show off how good it can be in the next episode. If you enjoyed the video and any of the League's videos, be sure to give it a like, as that's the best way to help it with the YouTube algorithm. And maybe leave me a comment, let me know what you're thinking. And other than that, that's going to be it for me. I'll see you tomorrow. And a big thank you to all of my channel members, but a special thank you to my Tier 3 Big Spoon channel members, Alchemist BTW, Jack Staumer, Zach Martin, Luxitaire, Tony Adkins, and Dolph. Thank you guys, and thank you everyone on screen here for the support.